pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This board consists of 7 members and 1 alternate who are appointed by the City Council and serve voluntarily. I am Michael Butskas, and I will ask the other members and the staff to introduce themselves, beginning on my left.
I'm Michelle Chenault, new member.
Mike Mastrosario.
Randy Moore with the board's attorney.
Matthew Midge, Assistant City Attorney.
Ted Kozak, Planning and Development.
Lauren Matzke, Planning and Development.
Kurt Heinrichs.
Andrew Hupp.
Diane Antonelli.
Welcome, everybody. And since we do have a new member, our staff attorney, or our attorney would need to swear her in.
Yeah, and we'll have the city clerk's office to handle that.
Yes. Is it okay if we do it right
Yep,
now?
yep,
Okay.
if you just raise your right.
Just stand up and raise your right hand, and I'll give you the oath of office, and then I'll have you sign it after. Okay, thank you. So repeat after me. I do, state your name.
Michelle Chenault,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida
and the state of Florida
and the charter and laws
and the charter and laws
of the city of Clearwater,
of the city of Clearwater,
that I am duly qualified
that I am so qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the charter and laws
under the charter and laws
of the city of Clearwater.
of the city of Clearwater. Amen.
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 So, all right, perfect. Amen. So we got over there.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Chairman.
All right, please remember to turn off your cell phones so that do not become a distraction during the meeting. Please also refrain from having conversations in this room so we might hear all the testimony given today. To ensure a complete record of this board's actions, we ask that each individual wishing to speak, including the applicant, speak into the microphone at the podium in front of us and clearly state your name and spell your last name for the clerk. Now I will ask all those in attendance today who plan to speak to please rise and be sworn by the clerk.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony? Yes.
Thank you. Agendas of today's meeting are on the podium to your left near the entry door. Also on this podium are a roster of the Community Development Board, the list of city staff experts and their resumes, the board's rules of procedure, and the annual schedule of this board. Our first order of business is to review and approve the minutes from last month's meeting. May I have a motion for approval of the minutes?
I make the motion to approve minutes.
Yes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Is there any person wishing to address the board today concerning any matter that does not appear on today's agenda? This is public comment for matters not on the agenda. Seeing none, I'll begin with an explanation of our agenda for today. This board has adopted a consent agenda format, and the consent items are identified as such on the agenda. Consent agenda items are for those items for which the Planning and Development Department recommends approval and the applicant is in agreement with any proposed conditions. Please note that written comments to the case that have been received to date do not result in any item being removed from the consent agenda. Items may be removed from the consent agenda today by a member of the board, a member of the staff, or any person in the audience for questions or objections. I'll read each item on the consent agenda item, and if any person wishes to remove this item from the consent agenda, please so state or raise your hand, and we will remove it from the consent agenda. Items removed from the consent agenda will be heard in the regular order of the meeting. Items that remain on the consent agenda will be approved with a single vote as to each type of hearing. The items on our consent agenda today are item 25-041, FLD 2024-12026, flexible development approval to install a non-opaque sand fence located in the low-medium density residential district for the property located at 710 El Dorado Avenue. The fence will not exceed 4 feet in height. Requested is flexibility to install a structure or fence at a maximum distance of 30 feet seaward of the coastal control construction line. Community Development Code Section 3-905. Does anybody wish to have this item removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion to approve FLD 2024-12026, flexible development approval.
Okay. There is a format that adopts everything. Yeah,
I saw
I
that
think it's
back
on
here, I'm sorry.
yeah, tab 6, I believe.
Yep, all right. Sorry about that.
Might as well get it all. Maybe it's a different tab.
I read that. Okay.
You got it?
I move to approve case number FLD 2024-12026, based on the evidence and testimony presented in the application, the staff report, and at today's hearing, and hereby adopt the findings and facts and conclusions of law stated in the staff report with conditions of approval as listed. Is that correct?
That is spot on.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. That's it for our consent agenda items, and we don't have any other regular agenda items. And moving on in our agenda rather rapidly, we're on to the director's report, election of officers. I guess our chair termed out, and he is no longer on. And to the extent he may be watching, I want to thank him for his years of service. I was on the board when he first came on, and I termed out and went off for a few years and came back, and he was still here working hard. So he did a great job in that respect. And so we have a vacancy for the chair, and I've been vice chair, but that's neither here nor there. Do we have any, anybody want to volunteer? Do we have any nominations for chair?
I make a motion that you continue in that seat.
So you don't-
Just a fine job as it is.
so you don't need motions, it's just nominations.
Yeah,
and,
just nomination, yeah.
Just nomination. Ultimately, we'll have a motion
To
on whatever
approve.
nominations are made, but you can self-nominate or nominate another, so I understand that to mean a nomination for Vice Chair Boutsikis to serve as chair.
Anybody, any other nominations? You sure? I'll
I
accept the
second that nomination.
Nominations don't require seconds, but I'll accept the nomination. And then I guess we do necessarily need a
Now we do a
motion.
motion, so we'll need a motion to approve Vice Chair Boutsikis as the chair for the upcoming term.
I make a motion to approve for Vice President Budakis to be chair for the remainder.
All right, there's a
I'll
motion.
second.
Okay, motion and a second on the
All in
floor.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for your confidence. That means my position as vice chair is now vacant, so we need to have somebody step into that role. Do we have anybody looking to volunteer? Can we pick on some of the people who didn't show up today?
It does happen more than I care to admit.
I know it does. I wouldn't do that to anybody. It's happened to me, unfortunately.
Andy Parker got it.
I didn't make a motion, didn't nominate me?
No, you don't have, no, that's okay.
Okay, yeah, I did.
Is there anyone who's willing? You can self-nominate in this context as well. Understanding the role of the vice chair is when the chair is unavailable, you step in and preside. Of course, you always do so with the assistance of counsel and staff. You're never fully on your own that way, but there's no added time commitment beyond the commitment of periodically chairing when somebody's out or traveling or the like.
I'll submit my name.
All right. Member Hupp has, that's good. Member Hupp, correct?
Okay.
All right. Member Hupp is self-nominated. Is there any other nominations from the floor? Seeing none, we need a motion and a second.
Make a motion to accept Mr. Hupp as vice chair.
A second.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
Well, you do a good job.
I will
All in
certainly
favor, say
try.
aye.
100% effort.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're good. Congratulations. Now you get to sit where I was sitting, so. Well, we don't have to switch you around today. We're good for that. Do we have any other director items for today?
I don't have anything to add other than to echo your praise for Member Petrocchi. He was an excellent chair and an excellent longtime member of the board, so I hope he enjoys his every third Tuesday afternoon free again.
I agree. I was looking hard for him today, and he wasn't here.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a very good job, and I enjoyed serving with him side by side under my previous stint on the board as well. So, and welcome,
Yes.
Michelle, to the board.
Thank you.
And it's not a whole lot of work, but it's important stuff, so we're glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything else?
These do make it easier.
I'm loving
Yes.
these. I will tell you. My wife actually asked me, what happened to that package of stuff that you said could drop off? I said, it's all right here. Don't
My
worry.
wife was so happy not to see it.
We're all good. All right, then there being no further business, I hereby adjourn today's meeting.
Wow.
Thank
Jay, if you're watching, that's how it's done.